Okay, this is the more or less finished Trumpeter 148 Type 7 U-boat that's difficult to get in the whole frame of the camera in one shot. Pretty much finished, with the exception of the deck cables and some varnishing. So working stern to bow. Here is the electromotor room. I've used crew members that I think are relevant. They might not be the full crew on the ship. I haven't actually counted them up, but there's quite a few figurines that I have practiced and I've used. I'm pretty new to it. Skill level is perhaps lacking. They're actually unvarnished, but I have tried to vary some of the features like hair colour, postures. Looking into the equipment side, I dulled them down and gave them some pan pastel colour just to put some soil in, some dulling, rather than any other type of washers, paints. The weathering is a little bit rushed. It could have been slightly better, but it's down to interpretation really, of the condition of the ship, how many days at sea, damage, weather conditions. It's really down to interpretation. It can be completely new looking. The decking, I did believe, was some sort of plyboard. People just think it's metal, but then it was painted blue, but wore down to the wood with seagoing conditions. I do believe it was plyboard for grip of the feet of the crew who was expected to do some walking around on this ship, as per the guy ropes that are missing to stop them going overboard. Into the engine room. Yeah, there's some people mention that the interior wall should be like a pearl cream. It's possible that this was the case to give good light rendition. It was terribly dark in these things, obviously with no windows, and I've just dulled it grey. Again, it's just an interpretation. You know, not many colour detailed films to use as reference. I pretty much still believe a lot of the colour coding in the kit is just taken from a museum piece. I mean, some of these push rods that I've done in chrome on the engine and copper pipes, the copper pipes are copper pipes, but the push rods are blue. I don't think they painted them blue really. I'm an engineer. Why would you paint the push rods blue? So you got two crew members with spanners in hand dealing with an engine you can't see that's part of the cutout. A couple of other members of crew dealing with the engine maintenance that's there. Member of the catering crew pouring some coffee. I've just got some dollhouse figures, cups, jugs online. They're not part of the kit. into the officers' quarters and the galley. In the galley, in the foreground there's baskets of potatoes, and if you can just see into the back, there's some plates hung up. They're not part of the kit again, it's from a dollhouse. There's some toweling over the hob, that's not part of the kit. Behind the plates, it's very, very hard to see, but there are some tin cans of food. To the sleeping quarters, we have some loaves of bread hung up in nets, which they tended to just hang them. Very little space, get them off the floor. They just made those out of modelling clays, and the netting is just a child's fishing net, believe it or not. I added some material to the beds for realism, pillows, blankets, rather than just a solid piece of plastic with the kit. Into the control room, again foodstuffs, Italian style sausage, meats, cured meats hung up. Tended to just hang them on wooden broom handles or the like. Various crew members in the foreground and the background. Somebody looking up the turret access. Again dulled down with some pan pastels to give a realistic covering of dust that must almost certainly was there. Some various shading in the hull areas, rust, paint, mixtures. It's just an artistic impression of my own imagination. Who knows how it was finished below. And we're into the radio room, soda room. Again, additions are a gramophone player, two members of crew in the foreground, and behind there is the captain's sleeping quarters and dining area, and there he has some guests, first officers dining. You'll be able to see more details of what's going on there when I switch on the after model lights that I've obtained and fitted that work well. And petty officers, sleeping quarters. Again, I've added the 4 bunks are not with the kit, where the guy's seated, having a meal and some coffee. There's a little privacy curtain into the captain's quarters and sauna room that's not part of the kit. And then the toilet facility, that's all part of the kit normally. Again, very shady. And the front torpedo room, in action, loading a torpedo. Crew of 5. Again, the bunk beds in the background are articulate. They're pulled up with wire ropes. That's not part of the kit. You see an error. Those must be swung up to load the torpedoes, as have very much been the way. Of course, the beds in the foreground are not shown for clarity of a view into the model itself. Some more potatoes, just wrapped in a, it'd have been a wooden crate, but it's just some cardboard. Many areas were needed for storage of foods to keep a crew of nearly 50 fed for a month. No fridges or freezers, all preserved foods and things that were perishing. Not brilliant living conditions. Down to the bow. Again, the weathering's not too brilliant. It's down to interpretation. A rusty anchor, trimming fins at the front. I have a small detail, well, it's a large detail of the side of the model. I decided to make removable. I haven't glued it on. The hull is detachable. I've done it through a little bit of paranoia of being able to get to the electrical workings with failure of LED lightings that I will show you soon. But this comes away. And I'll just place this away. And the idea is I can just remove the sections at will. And they all come out. The electro room and engine slide forward, remove out, because all the stern is a complete piece, as you'll know, glued in. What I might do now is light up the model. The kit is the lighting kit is from JS Lighting. I've given previous details, but it's available as an aftermarket kit. Oh, just fiddling around. Okay, I'll just turn the main lights out so we can get a good view of the lighting scheme. There's mixed white and blue, which wouldn't have been the case, but it's the only available light configuration I could purchase. So it's in two modes, white and blue, and I'll show you the secondary lighting scheme, which is red. which I do believe they use in battle conditions at sea. Red couldn't be seen through areas like the turret, the conning tower. You might be able to see the captain's living quarters. They've got a lamp over the dining table. Which is an aftermarket. Well, I made the lamp myself. I'm switching to red, if I can find the switch. Very dull conditions, which would have been really experienced. That's the conning tower. Okay, I'll turn the lights back on. And just switching back to normal lighting. There are the conning tower lights, a white light to the rear, green to starboard, red to port, you should be able to see, and there is a crew of fully weather dress clad lookouts and somebody gaining access through the port cover. One detail omitted is they actually had a cork in the end of the gun, yeah, to stop ingress of water, and it was connected via rope and they wrapped it round the gun turret. So I'm not going to try and turn the boat around to show the other side at the minute. I think it's been shown in the previous video. But I hope you've enjoyed that. Thank you.